the growth of your favorite digital show with just a text. Support Larry Reed Live by texting GIVE to 404-800-4530. Text GIVE to 404-800-4530 today.
And we are live right here on Larry Live. This is your most favorite digital entertainment talk show that is on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope. This is your absolute favorite. So what you need to do to prove to everybody this is your most favorite, I need for you to share right now with everybody that is on your social media friends list on Periscope, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere. If you're watching me right now, I am live on Facebook and on Periscope. If you're watching me on YouTube, I'm not live, but I am premiering, and it seems like it's sort of live, but I am live with you right there in the live chat. So ask me anything. I'm watching all of your responses. Don't you ever think that you say something on Larry Live and I don't read it. Now, sometimes it may be weeks later, but I am going to read it. You will not inbox me, email me. I still ain't got over this thing. Email me, and then I will not see what you at least send to me. If I don't say nothing back, that's because there ain't nothing to say back. But anyway, so I want you to go ahead and share with everybody right now. Click the share. If you're on YouTube, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, share with somebody. You can share even on your LinkedIn. Let them know that you are locked into your most favorite entertainment digital show. All right. Well, it's been a long time coming. I wanted to do this a long time ago. Let me give you this story. Let me get a drink of water first. You know what I'm realizing? This job here is harder than the 20 years that I pastored niggers. Let me tell you what truth is. This job is no joke now. And when I say niggers, you know, that's black, white, Jamaican, American. God, I had all of them in all my churches. Oh, Lord, this is not easy. I do a show, laughing, talking with y'all, you know, but what y'all don't understand is that I'm trying to have conversation about stuff that folk ain't having conversation about. And at the same time, I got to keep your attention, keep you entertained, because a lot of you don't even know half of these folk I'm talking about, especially when I'm doing a church topic. And that takes a whole bunch of energy. I have to think quick on the whim. Then when I'm interviewing, asking questions, this thing is not easy. And I think I probably overdid it the month of December, actually. October, November, December, and I've overdone it in January. 2 and 3 hours of sleep, running up down the road, interviewing, trying to learn what I supposed to do over here, what I supposed to do over that, then working gospel radio promotions, running to the studio with an artist, doing a jingle over here, doing my sessions with my clients. It's too damn much. Oh my God. And don't want nobody telling me to slow down. My Aunt Cappy used to tell me that, but rest in peace, Aunt Cappy didn't go. But anyway, this interview I want to do, actually I was home Christmas. I should have took off, but that December the 22nd, I remember like it was yesterday, when I synced across my news feed, one of our most favorite white girls in gospel music. You know, we don't have but a few favorite white folk in gospel music. There's Vicky Owen, Wes Morgan, Brian Poppin. Who else is it? Martha Manusiki and her sister Mary. Martha Zucchini? Martha Manusiki? Martha Manuski. Manuzi. And Judah Jacobs. And who else? We ain't got but a few white folk we like anyway in gospel music. Let me tell you. Of course, black people cannot be racist at the moment, but we possibly can if the if our country turns brown, then we will be the superior race, and we actually can be racist. But we are just as prejudiced, if not more prejudiced, than the white peoples. And I know that for my darn self. I was raised around a whole bunch of white folk, and I come out of hundreds of black folk in my family. We get together every single year. I know what I'm talking about. My daddy prejudiced. God bless his soul. He's saved and he loved the Lord, but he prejudiced, and he has to keep that under the blood and up under the cross. You know, because when he first got into the segregated schools, they jumped, them white boys would jump them and stuff. Our parents been through some stuff. They're born in them 40s and in them 50s. They've been through it here in America. Well, into darn way. Vicky Yo is not one of those people that don't like black people. How can she? She's in the gospel music arena and we black. And then she happens to like Blackpink as well. But I'm trying to be good tonight, because when gospel and church folk trust me to interview them, I try to pull my jokes back a little bit because they just can't take it. But then you understand, this is an entertainment show. You do not watch me because I'm not funny. Let me be my darn self when I interview y'all niggas. All right, anyway. So she is already in queue, ready right now. I'm going to text her and let her know when to call in, and we're going to interview. But at first, I got to catch you up. So December the 22nd, I was minding my business, across my news feed came the lovely Vicky, not Winans, but Yowie. Came across the news feed, and I mean, she was a little disheveled and had a top knot, and it was, I said, what's wrong with her? And that little, she just went to weeping and crying. I said, Lord, somebody done messing with her. Then couldn't find out it was a nigga preacher. I know they're going to kill me because of what I'm saying on this show, but I don't even care. This is entertainment. Just take it with a grain of salt. I said, a nigga preacher. Now look, and it was Black Bentihen. Y'all know who Black Bentihen is? It's David the Taylors. Black Bentihen had been messing over our white Vicky Yowie. Because of who you are, I give you glory. Because of who you is, I give you praise. That's her favorite run. She killed that run. Every time she landed, it's always clean. That's a singing white woman. That girl can sing. Because of, my favorite one that I used to open up my prayer line. For those you do not know, I'm really saved. And I used to do the prayer revivals. They ain't talking about that stuff y'all talking about prayer revival. You got preaching, choir singing. That is not a prayer revival. That's a regular revival. It's not prayer revival. I've done the prayer revivals. You get there 7 o'clock. You pray to 11 to 12 o'clock with me over the mic. You know, and then prophecies probably coming forth from healings and miracles. But we continue to pray the whole time, or I toss the mic to another prayer. We don't take up no offering, no nothing. We do it for 5 days and we don't eat. Them kind of prayer revivals. Then I moved to the prayer line in 2011. And then I stopped it all at the first one. I stopped the church in January 2017. So I ran it for all them years, and every morning I opened up with, come running, come running, come running to the mercy seat where Jesus is calling. He said his grace. Who, if I keep singing, I get caught up. Who's thank Jesus? There's some oil on that song. It'll take me right on in there. And so I'll play it every morning before I would do intercession with all of my partners from around the world. At the time, I had about 500 partners at the time. They'll call in, and they loved me then. But then when I quit pastor and I went to entertainment, I guess that felt like I lost all of my anointment, but I didn't. But anyway, Black Bentihen done got on her nerves and done some mess to her. So I'm going to play your 7-minute clip of what is now, it will go down in history when David Taylor fucked over our Vicky Yowie's rotate.
In August of last year, I felt like I had met the man of my dreams. I knew I had met the man of my dreams. Wasn't in a relationship with anyone, been divorced for years, and I just thought this was it. And I'm not going to go into a lot of, it's been 16 months. I thought I was his one and only. We started dating 16 months ago, and a lot of people, he wanted it to be secret, but you'll know in a few moments why he wanted to be secret. But I didn't, you know, go against that, because I had social media issues, and I thought, you know what, that's great. We can date privately, and you know, no one will, you know, I won't have to deal with all of that. I really thought that I found my soulmate. I really did. I told him for the very, I'm not someone that plays games. Listen, if I'm with you, I love 100%. I told him from the very beginning, if you ever don't want to be with me, just tell me. I don't want to get my children involved in this relationship unless I know that it's going to marriage. You know, a lot of people do that. I'm not going to do that. I get an inbox from a woman, and I'm going to call her A. And she says she didn't know that I was dating him. She just knows that I was connected to the ministry. And she shows me screenshots, texts, oh my God, from him. So I freak out, screenshot it, send it to him, and his assistant called him. He don't answer the phone, of course. So we're on the phone, and he's like, I just woke up. What's going on? And so he said, oh, I'm seeing all these texts. Michelle, tell her. I'm like, so Michelle said, well, you know, Apostle, he's got all these. I said, but the texts that I'm seeing that she's sending are similar stuff that he says to me. Which, well, Vicky, and he's like, you know, and so, block and delete her now. Block her. She's a traitor. Get rid of her. So I just go back and I block her and I delete her and I get rid of her. 3 days ago, now listen, he's big with gifts. That's what he does. He lavishes women with gifts. I got this Jaguar. I got $945 red bottoms 2 days ago. Those ain't going back. I'm asking about Christmas. I said, my boys are going to be with their dad. I'll be by myself. I'm just going to come on up to where you are, and just me, and I'll be there with you. No answer. Nothing. You get nothing from him. So 2 days ago, I just said, you know what? I'm not coming to One Night with the King. And I told him, I said, if I'm not seeing you before your meetings, I'm not, there's no way I'm coming. So he said, okay, we'll cancel your plane ticket. And the Holy Spirit spoke to me so clear. It was like, bam, go unblock this woman. And you ask her when was the last time she spoke with him. So I did. And she said, just today. She said, yeah. She sent me screenshots, and she said, we talked. She showed me where incoming call. He was asking her on the text. He showed pictures of his book that he's got coming out next week or so. That he was asking her what, you know, hey baby, I need your help. He said, hey wifey. Well, I got that same text, same picture of the books, but he called me baby. I screenshot it to him, saying like, I thought you were over. I mean, I thought that was before me. And within 5 minutes, y'all got to hear this, or less. My social media, my Facebook, everybody, they sent out a text, a mass thing. Vicky Yowie is a traitor. Block and delete her. That's what they did. Vicky Yowie is a traitor. Block and delete her. Then somebody that left the movement 3 months ago calls me on Facebook and says, Vicky, what's going on? You know, they want me to block you. I said, listen. I said, I've been dating the Apostle, you know, since last August. No, you have. He said, no, I know who's been his girl. I know his girlfriend. She's been dating him for 7 years. So there's 2. I said, oh my God. What? You gotta be kidding me. So what's her name? I inboxed her, that poor girl. Oh my God, I feel more for these women. I mean, I'm strong. I know God's gonna help me get through this. I know. I've been to his house. He showed me his other house, you know, and his cars. Oh, don't you like your car? Act like it. All of them has the same story. He shows them all this stuff, and you liked it. That's yours. You know, it's not yours. He's a pathological liar. It's what bothered me is that he's saying he's pulling it back on me, and I said, you know what? You cheated. He said, but a traitor. Here's what he says. How warped his mind is. A traitor is worse than a cheater. And I said, but I thought you loved me. He said, you believe that lie. I got it all in my text. You believe that lie. I'm heartbroken. He told me I was going to get cancer. He told me if I came against his ministry, I want to get cancer. I want to die. I was vulnerable, and I was wanting to please him so much. He has pictures of me that are not appropriate. He has pictures of me that are not appropriate that he asked for. About a year ago, he asked for these. And from time to time, he would ask for pictures of me in inappropriate ways. He has them. You're going to know that he has them. If he brings them out, he has them. He's the one that, how is he going to get them? He has them. But I know it was wrong, but I thought this was the man that I was going to marry, spend the rest of my life with. I know, I feel so horrible that I did that. Because but I wanted to please him. I wanted to please him. He's charming. He's got 3 personalities, you know. I feel like he's got this, like a weak, you know, and then he's got just a normal, and he's got a strong side that it's vicious. It's just, but he was charming, and he reeled me in. And we have had sexual relationships. I wasn't with him a lot. I wasn't with him because we don't live. I probably saw him 5 times this year. I hadn't seen him for about 2 months now. But we have been, yes.
Now, it was right before Christmas, so I really was in the Christmas spirit. But when I seen this just like hit me and made me do the Dante. The Dante McClucker. Y'all know he fell out how he fell out when them 2 folk, he's doing the angels for So when I seen it, it made me do the Dante. I just fell right out. I said, Lord have mercy, our Vicky Yowie. First of all, I didn't know she liked black ping. I didn't know that. Ping. For those of you that keep spelling P-I-N-G, that's ping pong. That's a game. It's P-E-E-N. I did not know that she liked black ping. Had I known when I got divorced, I would have texted her. But David beat me to it. Anyway, so Black Benton Hinn, for those of you that do not know, Black Benton Hinn, he's the Black Benton Hinn. He do all the worship, and folk get healed, and he see Jesus, and God talk to him and tell him stuff, and folk give him a whole lot of money. He do his ministry like Benton Hinn. If you ask me, he's the Black Benton. So Black Benton will always getting certain ones out of the gospel to come and sing. He got Vicky to come and sing at a time in her life when she was pretty broken. From what I understand, and we're going to find out tonight because she is on the line right now. From what I understand, she had went through a divorce. Also, she went through that terrible thing in the media, the whole Trump thing. For those of you that are in the comments, you're probably going to see people that say, oh, she ain't ours no more. We got rid of her. She gone because of this whole Trump thing. Let me show you what hit the internet a long time ago. Long time ago, this hit the internet. She put on the internet, let me get my thing because I can't read it. Y'all probably can see it better than me, but I can't see it from here. But anyway, she posted this, and it's a picture of Jesus with his suitcase, and she said, march all you want, protest all you want. What was going on, there was 2.9 million women marching because the president was becoming the president. He had became the president, and he talking about grabbing women by the... So because he was grabbing women by the... She said, march all you want. President Donald Trump is our president, at least for the next 4 years. No weapon formed against him will prosper. You know you are doing something right when there is so much opposition, and she hashtag exciting times. Now, when I heard about this, of course, I posted it on my page, and what I said, people did not agree with it. I don't think at the time I was doing Larry Live, or was I? Okay, so I must have done it, but y'all didn't know, a lot of y'all didn't know who I was at the time. So anyway, I posted, and this is what I said concerning it. I said, she is a white, this me assuming, a white evangelical Christian. So, of course, she is thinking, who you think put Donald Trump in the church house? I mean, in the White House, with the same kind of house. I mean, both of them play politics, so it appears unto me. So who you think put him up there? It's the church people and the Christian, because he wasn't going to let abortion go through, no gay marriage, everything that line up with the biblications. So everybody who's a Christian, including Mary, not Erica. Well, it could be Erica, but she has sense enough not to say nothing about it. But Tina said something about it, and they like to kilt her as well. And so they did. They like to kilt her. But anyway, her Ford protected her from anything that anybody was blowing at her. So I would like to point out to you, Tina is fine, because her Ford blocked it. But anyway, and so you know her Ford being Nancy. Her Ford is big, but we love her. The girl can sing. God bless her. Little jokey. All right, so that's what they did to Vicky. To my, oh my God, all the black people, you make money off the back of the black people. In fact, I try to get Brian Poppin to call in. That's when Jeff, he's a follower here on LRL, he called in. I tried to get a whole lot of different white gospel artists call in, but everybody was scared to the darn death. Nobody didn't want to touch it. But I knew that's the reason why she said what she said, because of the biblications. The same reason why some of y'all same black folk that were having a problem with what she was saying, y'all still giving tithe to an unholy man. Ooh, let me tell you what the Holy Ghost said to me. I was thinking about my tithe. I was going to give my tithe to a piece of my tithe to somebody. I spread mine out, and I was going to give it to somebody. And the Lord said to me, this while I'm in the shower, he said, the holy tithe belongs to the holy man. And I started thinking about some of y'all that's tithing at some of these churches. You giving your tithe. That's why you can't get from up under just making 6 figures a year, and you can't get your business off the ground, because you're not giving your tithe to a priest that is holy. Go get your tithe back. Get your offering back and find you a holy man. God said the holy tithe belongs to a holy man. So anyway, if y'all can kill Vicky or anybody else, and even Tina, for supporting Trump, they ain't supporting Trump. Everybody know Trump. What is you doing? Leave the thing alone. Well, will you stop?
Because you got off the subject.
I need you to stop. Let it stay right there. She on the line now. You making up time. I can need 2 more minutes to get online. So just like all of y'all going to them churches, you know, and I got your pastor mess keep breaking on my show, and your tithe is still going there. Don't y'all say nothing about Vicky. Go on. Don't y'all say nothing about about Tina. Don't y'all say nothing about Tina, because the thing is that they just aligning their biblications with the White House. I don't choose to do that. I don't mix my stuff like that. I want the person in the White House to do what's best for all of America and all American citizens, no matter the gender, the creed, the sexuality, don't matter. Do what's right for all of us, because one discriminated against, all of us going to be discriminated during against. I don't mix mine of that. I want my pastor to be a pastor, preacher to be a preacher. But that's what Vicky did. That's what got her in trouble. And now y'all don't like her because of it, and not listen to that. She's basically saying, look, Black Benton Hinn and all of his friends in his cell phone that he friends with, they dirty, and they're doing women wrong. So tonight, I have her on the phone, and I get to ask her questions. I wanted to do this right when it happened, but I'm pretty sure folk were in her ear and scared her to death. I'm going to ask about that, too, live on air. We have a real conversation for about 25 minutes. Then I'm going to open up the lines and let you guys call in and say whatever you want to say, because you know everybody from Black Pope, T.D. Jakes, Joel Osteen, Craig Grushell, all the way down to your pastor around the corner is watching this show, especially when it comes to certain topics I am talking about. Do not be deceived. Larry is not marked. Whatsoever I say matters. I just want you to know. There's been some babbling fool, one thing, but you know, that ain't just everybody watch. I do a show in the Senate call. I do a show and churches open, get bigger or smaller. even in R&B reality stars. Y'all be surprised who I text back and forth with, who are faithful LRL watchers. I'm just not gonna put their name out there. If they don't share it on their page, they don't say nothing in the comments, that's on them. Anyway, she here. Let's go hit the thing. Vicky, how you doing?
You better be nice.
Look, I'm going to be nice. Because I really want to.
Okay.
Let me thank you
like,
first. Let me thank you first.
I'm 53. Okay.
Let me thank you first. Thank you so much for stepping out on faith and trusting me to do an interview with me, because I'm going to ask you the question, but I'm going to treat you nice. First of all, I want to know something. I'm going to start with Vicky because I want us to get to know Vicky a little bit better. How is it that you are a white woman and you do our riffs and runs with soul better than some of us? Where you come from? What part of our country you come out of?
Well, I was raised really in South Dakota. And then we moved to Louisiana when I was 14. My dad pastored a church. Actually, in South Dakota, our church was probably 70% black.
Okay,
and,
y'all had all the black folk
in
in South Dakota in y'all church.
Yes, because it was right next to the Air Force Base.
Yeah, because I don't know one black person from South Dakota. And then y'all moved to the dirty South, Louisiana. So that makes sense.
They moved to Louisiana when I was 14. And I just, I don't know, my mother and my father and her sister, they had a trio that they sang a cappella, black gospel, a cappella.
Wow.
And so they would sing at all the conventions and stuff. And so I don't know, it was just I was surrounded by it my whole life,
Wow, that is very interesting. And Louisiana, we go to Louisiana because of the spirit and the soul of our people. It really connects us with even some of the African roots, the Haitian roots is all there, so you definitely were baked and marinated in that type of energy. So what denomination did you grow up in?
I grew up in United Pentecostal.
Whoa. Now now that's okay now. Yeah. Okay,
didn't
so
cut
making
my
sense.
hair, didn't wear makeup. Didn't wear makeup. All we could do was sing.
So would you say that the raised in the United Pentecostal? Now I do know some UPC, some UPC people. Now that's a pretty strict, if you don't mind me saying, controlling type of religion, correct?
Yes.
Do you think
we could do is sing? Like I said, we could sing. That's all we could do, pretty much.
Do you think that played any part in this recent trial that you have come out of recently, these 14 to 16 months of being manipulated, controlled, and really hoodwinked by Black Bentahin?
I think so. I think it's I just had a really desire to have a closer relationship with the Lord. And when I went to his meeting in August, they shared about the book Face to Face. And so I was at a season of my life where I'm really tired of just going to church and having the worship and then the offering and the sermon and doing all these conventions and these convocations. And I was like, Lord, there's got to be more to this whole thing. I like, is there something more? Can I get closer to you? And so when I went there and they had this book Face to Face, because I've sung songs about, we want to, get closer to you, see you face to face, but I never thought that we could actually see him literally. And so when you go to a place like this, and I was just so open to his movement.
Okay. Let me ask you this. This is very interesting because, the Bible talks about no man has seen his face and live. So when I heard about this I actually had some correspondence. I don't know if it was him or one of the minions or one of them people that, from what I've heard, and it's all alleged, that's on welfare and on them cards that he got sitting on the computers 24
DVD
hours
cards,
a day. I don't know if it was him or whoever, but now I know the page said David Taylor and was telling me that God had a word for me and all this kind of stuff. And when I see him up there talking about he saw Jesus, he in the cloud, and all these pictures that I said, this is absolute crazy. I don't understand this, because I know my biblications say there ain't no man seen the Father and live. So maybe he's saying a high-ranking angel, and he just thinking. Because I'm gonna tell you, one time I did have an encounter with a high-ranking angel, and I would have sure enough thought it was the face of God, but that ain't what the angel told me that it was. You know, and so it just didn't make no sense to Larry. You know, so you were seeking for God. You ran into this man who seemed to be doing something that was definitely different from where you come from. You know, so that really was the way that he got into your life, because he really connected to your soul and to your spirituality. Correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So at what point, Vicky, did he start talking to, how you go from that, and you got to make us understand, because we ain't got that middle part. How I go from that to where it went sexual?
Okay, so I sang at his crusade on it was like I don't know what night it was, one night, and then I was supposed to fly out at 7:00 that next morning. Well, his meetings go until like to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it's just too long. Really? And so I called my office and I said, listen. I called my office and said, listen, I can't catch a 7:00 flight. It's got to be later. And they said, they checked and said, listen, you can't fly out until Sunday morning. That was a Friday night. And they said, we'll just see if they can, have you stay at the hotel one more night, and then you can just come on home on Sunday. So they called the minister and said, oh, it's his birthday the next night. Why don't she stay? We can surprise him for his birthday party. And so I went to the birthday party that night. I was a surprise. I sang 3 songs. At the end, we were in the office, and we took a selfie, and he said, we took a picture, and he said, text me the picture of us. And about midnight that night, when I texted him the picture, he came back and said, oh my God, you're beautiful. Are you dating anybody? Are you attracted to me? Let me know. I'm a lion. I love that the way your skirt fit on you. I watched your butt.
Hold on.
Yes.
Vicky, this ain't a Christian show, but Lord Jesus, we is not X-rated. Not Black Benty Hen. Black Benty Hen was talking about how you shaped and looked in your skirt.
He told me. Listen, he said all this stuff in the text before I could. My first response was, "Whoa, Nelly, what? Like, hang on, like, whoa." He said, "Yes," and I said, "Oh my God," I said. I was limited on what I could wear, and I had gained a little bit of weight, and that skirt was a little bit too tight. Oh, no, he said, man, when I saw that side view, I mean, that's the second night I'd ever met this dude. And let me just tell you one thing. In my relationships, even in my marriage and different things, my husband never used the word beautiful. Never used the word beautiful.
Wow.
I've never been told I was pretty. Okay. I always was told I was cute.
Okay.
But the first word that he said to me was, "Oh my God, you're beautiful."
Okay, let's hold right there. Let's hold right there, because see, this is the reason why I wanted to interview you. I don't know if you know this, but I have a master's in counseling, and I've been doing counseling for over 20 years, and so I get really interested in how things happen. And so when you explain it to me how you was raised, that is a very strict, almost like cultic type UPC. Love all of you guys out there, but y'all don't let them people do shit. Y'all let them do shit. But anyway, that's all they can do is and white. But anyway, and so you go from there, and then you're in a marriage to where the man is not really telling you and affirming you and validating you. So that now I'm understanding more of what happened in the dynamic, at least the dynamic that was created. Here's this powerful man who is introducing you to God in a way you have not experienced, and you were just open, and now he's telling you you're beautiful, you sexy, all of the things you have not heard. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. I want to get into more of the conversation. I'm running a commercial right quick. When we come back, we are interviewing Vicky Iowe for the first time after all of what has came out, and she's allowed me to ask her the most candid questions. And when we come back, we're going to have more with Vicky.
JKA Associates LLC has 20 years of experience working with individuals, business owners, entrepreneurs, and small businesses. They specialize in IRS tax resolutions. If you've received a notice from the IRS regarding your taxes, please call. They can help. 404-736-9177. They provide assistance with filing prior tax returns. IRS penalty abatement can help business owners save on their Schedule C self-employment taxes. They can answer all of your questions. Visit the website at jkaassociates.org. That's jkaassociates.org. Or call 404-736-9177. That's 404-736-9177. Jada K. Abernathy, CEO, JKA Associates LLC. Accounting and Business Advisory, making the financial difference. Call now, 404-736-9177.
All right, we are back. If you have a business, make sure that you go ahead and reach out to Jada because you're gonna need some help. Cause Uncle Sam is not playing. I wish that if the government gonna shut down, why we got to pay taxes or anything? How can we get stuff free? But anyway, you got till April to get your mess together. So call Jada so you don't end up doing a 159-hour deposition like David Taylor had to do because that man that allegedly the man's wife that he was frucking. And then walked in on and found out they was frucking the billionaire that was giving a whole lot of money. Make sure that you get your mess together so you don't have to get in trouble like he did. But anyway, Vicky Yowie is on the line live right now. We're asking her a question. So I've asked her a line of question concerning her past life. I want to understand, first of all, where she able to do these rips like that. And then also, I want to understand how she was susceptible to David Taylor's, and I'm going to call it witchcraft, but that's just what I want to call it. I ain't calling nobody no names, but from what it sounds like to me, and please know that Vicky is not the only person that I've heard from. Of course, I did interview another lady on one of the shows, and I'm getting text messages and emails right now, and it looks as though after I finish this interview with Vicky, that we actually will have, listen to this, we're actually going to have his baby mama on the line. His baby mama is contacting me as I sit right here. And she, and also someone that was in the ministry years ago and said it's their time, they want to talk. And they're backing up and validating the character that Vicky is telling us about and all of her friends on her page concerning David Taylor. And I want to say this, if David Taylor or anybody's watching and you want to be interviewed by me, of course you probably think I'm too low because you're the king of every darn thing.
That ain't gonna happen.
But if you want to be interviewed, you can be interviewed, because I'm unbiased and I only go with the information that is brought to me. And as far as I can see right now, what I've seen, David need to go to the nearest hospital and get some of the little purple pills and get about 4 or 5 different therapists because there's some stuff going on. You may be anointed and you may be gifted and you might be seeing some high-ranking angels. I don't think Jesus is in there, but some high-ranking angels that make you think there's Jesus. However, if you walk with God, your gift perfect, but you ain't. And bro, you need to get something fixed. All right, now Vicky, let's get back to the conversation. Now Vicky, so he tell you this, and so it was easy to give up what God had put in, what God had given to you, the treasure. It was easy for you to let him in there because of, where you are at that time.
That was just texting. That was just texting. That was the second night that I had ever met him. So I flew back home, and for the next 30 days in the whole month of August, he would text me. He might have FaceTimed me a couple times. He told me he loved me like right away, and I would never say I love, because I'm thinking I just met this guy a week ago and he's already saying he loves me. Text me, I love you, baby, BABIE. And I was like, I did have a little red flag there, but I thought, Lord, you know what? Maybe you brought this person to me, and I've, been praying for maybe this is the one, and maybe, I've heard people say, love at first sight and all that kind of stuff. Well, the end of the month, he did a crusade in New Orleans, and I was there. And
this is August what year?
2017.
Okay, got it. All right, go ahead.
So this is very important for you to hear. So I sang at this crusade that he had. The first night, I think it was Michelle or somebody texted, said, Apostle wants to know where you are. And I said, oh, I'm gone. I'm not one of these people just to hang around because, I just went straight back to my hotel. Well, the next night I went upstairs into where the preachers were all sitting there, and he said, oh, come sit by me, and I sat and talked for a little bit. And then I was ready to go back to my hotel room, and I went back out in the hall. He comes out, he goes, oh, I want to talk to you. So we talked for a few minutes in the hall. We walked down the steps. We get out. We maybe talked for about 10 minutes. And he says, you stay at the Ritz-Carlton? I said, yeah. So I'll see you over there. So when I got there, he was in the lobby with his best friend, George Scott. Wasn't long. George Scott was gone. Me and him sat in that lobby till 4:30 in the morning. He asked to hold my hand, and he started telling me, now, I want to bring you to my mansion in St. Louis. He said, and I have this, and I have that, and I have this. And I looked straight in his eye, and I said, let me tell you this. I am not interested or impressed in anything that you have. That's what I told him. I said, materialistic things, that's not my love language. Okay, that's not my love language.
What is your love language? What is your love language? I mean, out of the
someone to spend time with me, to go just to,
So
sit
quality
by the
time.
fireplace.
Quality time is your
Yeah,
love.
not just gifts. My ex-husband used to buy me gifts, all the time. But I didn't have anything. It was just that's not what I wanted. And he just looked at me. I now that I'm looking back on it, he's thinking, oh my Lord, I've messed up here. But then about 4:30, about 4:30, I said, listen, I need to go to my room. I said, but I need to go to the restroom. I went to the restroom in the lobby of the hotel. I'm just telling it, Larry, because I know you want to hear this, okay?
Yeah.
So I went to the restroom, and I walked out. And when I walked out, he grabbed me and he kissed me. We never kissed before.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take me too fast. My heart is sometimes it when I get information. Wait till they're minted. So this is the same. So after he spent quality time with you, he done told you all this stuff to blow your head up. And you go to the bathroom, come out, and then he commenced to kiss you.
He grabs me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we kissed for a few moments. Listen, and let me tell you this. So I said, listen.
Can he kiss?
I need to go to my room. No.
He can't kiss.
But anyway, we're going to move on. So he goes
hold
like this.
Hold
goes,
on.
okay.
Wait a minute. You can't take me too fast. Let me sit on that.
Oh, my God.
He can't kiss. Was his breath fresh?
Listen, I don't even remember.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, take me on.
Please, Larry, I told you to be nice.
I'm being nice, but I'm just asking the question. This is kind of stuff that come through my head. Excuse me for a few instances, because I be wanting to know.
I know my breath was good.
Okay.
I know my breath was good, but okay.
Okay, so it wasn't a good kiss. He grabbed you. He grabbed you coming out of the bathroom. He grabbed you coming out of the bathroom, and he forcibly gave you a kiss, and it was not good. Next.
Yes. But let me tell you this: there was some chemistry there. Because listen, I felt rejected in my last relationship and whatever. So there was some chemistry there. So, but then he said, "Well, let me walk you to your room," and I said, "Oh no!" I said, "No, there's just no way." Now, I take full responsibility. You heard me cry. I take full responsibility, so I'm not trying to put all the blame on him. But I said, no, we can't. We just can't. He said, I'm just going to walk you to your door. I said, that's dangerous. No way. He said, come. He said, listen, to the door. So he walked me up to the door of my hotel.
Vicky, now I want to jump right in there. Did y'all fuck that night?
Jesus. I'm not going to tell you. I'm stopping right now. Then if you're going to, don't use that word.
Oh no. It's not F-U-C-K, it's F-R.
Anyway.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. That night, did you guys lay together? That better?
Can I just, I'm about to tell you something.
Okay,
just give me 30 seconds to tell you, and then you'll know.
All right, go ahead.
So we're at the door, he said, we're talking, and I said, well, good night. He says, let me just come in, we'll keep our clothes on. I know I was wrong, but he said I didn't know a man could seduce you like that. He seduced me, okay? You always say women seduce. I was seduced. So he said, let's just lay on your bed, and you keep your clothes on. I'll keep my clothes on. I was like, there is no way. I looked, and he's not going to tell you the truth, but I probably he says we didn't have a relationship, so he probably say I'm lying. And I said, we can't do that.
Okay,
he said, come on. Well,
let's pause.
Okay, we did.
Let's pause.
So we did lay on the bed with our clothes on.
Let's pause right here. Every woman that is listening to me, I'm about to give you a point out of a player's handbook. Netflix and chill will always equal spills. And those spills will happen inside of your soul. I'm going to tell you this. If we ever say, just come here, let's lay here, just talk. That's how I had my second baby. My ex-wife was about to go overseas for a mission, and we weren't halfway talking. But I knew within my spirit that if I don't get some before she leave, I can't shut down right now because we ain't been doing it because we already been arguing. So we need to do it right now. So I said, well, let's just lay down. I said, can you just lay down here and we just talk? And of course she said, okay. And then she got up pregnant. Don't ever believe us when we tell you we're going to lay somewhere and just talk, because most men, our love language is not quality time. That's y'all. Our love language is physical touch. Don't believe us. We lying. We lying. All right. Go ahead now, Vicky.
So anyway, so I go in there, my long black dress on. He got his suit on, and we lay on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
When we get in the cover, he said, "Oh, he said I'm a little bit chilly or whatever. So we both get in the covers, and before you know it, wasn't long, and then we just
okay. So now, Vicky. So at this point, he already got you. He already got you when he started talking to you. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all this another thing got to play his handbook. We all know that women fall in love with their ears. We fall in love with our eyes. That's why we can love a lot more than y'all than just one. But y'all will, that one man that get in your ear, your mama got deceived like that. Eve, the snake was, and she like, you hissing at me, boy. And listen to him and ain't even pay attention what Adam said. Your mama got deceived by a snake. There's a part of you that is open to the chatter of a snake. So you always need another older woman or your father or your brother, somebody to tell you to keep that ear discerning. Because that ear you got from your mama Eve will listen to a snake talk. I'm just trying to tell you. So he had already got Vicky at this point. Now, let me fast forward, because a lot of people were saying this, Vicky, because I know you went through a whole lot, but you're in a campaign on your channel so people can just watch you.
Yeah.
And I hope you start posting. Vicky, you need to start posting this to YouTube. Make a YouTube channel so you start making some money like I be doing.
Yeah, somebody else. Oh, really? Somebody's been posting on theirs. They must be making the money.
They
somebody
are.
else is getting it every night and putting it on there.
And once you make
Really?
you just text me after this, I'll tell you about it tomorrow. I'll give you that for since you give me
Okay.
this free, I give you that information free. I tell you what you need to do,
Okay.
and then you can get all your content taken offline and monetize and make your own money by telling your story. Because this nigga
Are you
ain't gonna
going
give
to
you no
let me
money.
explain?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Why I'm so passionate?
Go ahead.
The reason
No, hold on,
why,
but
and
you
I'm
know
gonna
what?
jump forward.
But Vicky, I was about to ask you that anyway, because I'm gonna get to that, because I want people to be clear about that, because
Okay.
I have seen the people in your comments and in my comments when I posted your stuff saying, we tired of her, da. So we're gonna get to that, because I don't agree with them.
Okay, good.
I'm not
They need to-
I'm
they
not
need to know
tired of
what
you.
They
And
need
it's
to know what's going on.
and it's really amazing to me that a lot of women, in any story I do, it's the women that kill other women. So that's always very interesting to me. But most of the men that us to watch, we know ourselves. We know you got played by Black Benton here. Okay, but anyway, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit because you're covering a lot of stuff on your channel. People can go back and watch your channel and really get even more details. So from that moment, when that began to happen, then the next thing we see, we know nothing about it for 14, 16 months. Bam, this video shows up. We see what happens, and you're crying and you're going through the emotion and you're expressing your heart. I don't care what nobody say, what Larry think. When I watched your video, I could feel what you were saying. Now, I wasn't tricked by what my eyes see, because y'all white folk different than us. Y'all can cry on the drop of a hat and suck up that thing quite quick. Quick as you cry, you can turn it off. We can't do that. Once we get to we can't just turn it off like that. But we very, very, very emotional. But you guys know how to turn it on and off. So to a lot of us, it may look like, how she go cry, then stop crying, stop crying. Something wrong with her. No. I understand white folk. My first few girlfriends were white, so I understand the whole white community. But when I saw that, I felt what you were saying. And when we got to this moment here where you're confessing and telling everything, tell me, what was the moment you knew, oh my God, I have been with this man all this long time, and this has all been a lie, and this man is not right. Tell me the moment you knew.
Well, when one girl inboxed me because she knew I was with the ministry. Of course, everything me being with him was a secret, because he always said church people are messy, and I'll introduce you when the time is right. Well, this one lady inboxed me, and she told me that she's with David E. Taylor, and she's been with him for 13 months, and I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, and I text him. That was a whole nother story. And then before you know it, Michelle and all them blocked me, deleted me, said I was a traitor. They totally, disassociated me with the movement because I had caught him in this situation. And then another lady found out about another lady, and then another lady, and then another lady, and then I got up to 11 women, then I got up to 21 women. I'm up to 41 women now that he has been with, and he's saying that tells them that they are his wife, and that, the same texts that he sends to everybody. He has got women. I've had women call me from Israel. I have women call me from Holland, women from London, England, women from Australia, women from all over the United States, prophetess. They all think they're going to be his wife. And so that's the reason why I am so passionate about this. Now, let me just tell you something. He hasn't been in the limelight as far as people coming out about women for 10 years, but 10 years ago they got him, and they exposed him. He slept with all of his elders' wives, like 8 women, elders' wives at his church, 16 other women in his church, and then now there's a list of 60 women in the city of St. Louis that has been with him. So I'm sounding the alarm. There's so much more about him, his cultish ways, how he's treated his staff. He's definitely a cult leader, and it's not that I'm past a woman. This is not a woman scorn, okay? If it's just been 1 or 2 women, Larry, you wouldn't even hear from me, okay? Maybe even 3, but it's been so many. And the reason why I went public was after I heard about 2 women, I thought, okay, there's got to be more out there. I want to set some women free so they can walk in 2019 in their true destiny. Women have been with him for 5 years, 7 years, 2 years, 3 years. One lady lived just maybe 20 minutes from his house in St. Louis, been with him for 4 years. She thinks she just thought all this time that she was the only one. So the reason why I went public, I mean, did I really want to get on Facebook Live and share everybody my business? I really didn't, but really God spoke to me, Larry, and he just said, you know what, you need to get out there. What he does is my first few months, he got some pictures of me, and he does that with all these women. All these women will tell you that's what he does, because he threatens with you. If you expose me, if you do this, I will send those pictures out. So all these women that have been hurt or whatever in the past and all these years, they're not going to speak out because of the pictures. And he's never messed with somebody with my platform.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because there was a woman that you had on your platform probably 2 weeks ago. Was her name Tanya, or started with a T? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Okay, Tanya. The day that you put up the picture saying that you guys will be on it, that was the day that I received pictures of you and her that were inappropriate. Now, I'm going to tell you this because I said it behind your back. Vicky, them pictures were nice.
Stop!
I mean, I'm just saying.
Please, I'm
just
ashamed.
You don't need what for? No, sir. I mean, cause they say white folk age bad, but maybe from neck up and something. I don't know, but that was a blessing.
You're supposed to be nice to me.
Okay, I'm be nice. I'm being nice. I'm sorry, but this is what I'm thinking. Okay, now I'll ask you a question. I said, when did you know that? You said it was when the woman inboxed you, but I want you to really, really think, because this is what I believe. I believe women know everything. I know you guys were made second, but sometimes the Lord God of the again is better than the God done showed up for me today. That second work, a lot of times, it remedies everything wrong with the first work. So I happen to believe that the woman, man with a womb, a lot of times have that insight, and they call it women's intuition. If you really, really, really think back, I don't think that was when you knew. When did you first get that flicker?
Okay. Throughout the whole relationship, I would ask him questions about things, because I did have some things, but he's such a manipulator and such a controller. He would tell me if I say stuff, you're just unstable. You just seem unstable. Haven't I proven my love for you? He bought me a Jaguar. He bought me for a coat. He bought me, and I'm telling him, listen, when I first got with you, I told you those, and I appreciate those things. But that's not what I want to spend time with you. I never spent one holiday with him. No Thanksgiving, no Christmas, no birthday, no Valentine's, nothing. He's so busy with, he couldn't spend time with me. So there was a lot of red flags. But every time I would mention it, or you could send him and all the ladies will tell you, you can send him a very long text, and he'll just at the bottom, I love you very much. Like he didn't even read it. I mean, And one thing was a red flag, Larry, when we first started talking and dating. With amongst all the other women he was with, I gave him a card one day, and he said, "Oh, I don't like cards. I like gifts better." Now, what man that's in love with you don't want a card that expresses your love for him?
Well, hold on.
That should have been like.
Hold on for a minute. Now, Vicky, to David's defense.
Oh, Lord.
Clearly, his love language is physical touch and gifts. So that's one reason why he said that. Another thing is most niggas. Let me just tell you something about black men. We ain't studying nobody card. We ain't that. That's
No,
that,
I'm
now
not,
a lot.
he didn't have to give me a card, but
But a lot of a whole lot of white men, they accept the card. We ain't into that. I mean, maybe in the comments somebody call in after I get you off the line, but that ain't what we like. We like most men, especially black men. Our love language is physical touch and acts of service. But it sounds like to me that his was probably physical touch, which is sex, and gifts. So that's the one reason why he rejected that. It's the only thing that has to do with the manipulation part. It just that ain't no nigga want no card. Give us something. That, but let me say, so we the point I wanted to bring out is that you, like all women, are very connected to the Creator. Y'all can call it the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit, intuition, whatever you want to call it. And you always get the flag. The world passed through you. Man is the creator in a sense, or the father of, but the world and everything that is passing through the womb of a woman, and that woman always knows. So you knew from the get up. And so I hope one thing that you and everybody can take away from this is that you always know. And that you always know in the pit of your belly, and to not ignore that, because we need women. Men, we need women. Sons, we need women. Brothers, we need our sisters, our moms, our wives to be connected in the way that God has wired y'all be connected, to help us bring forth what it is we've been brought in this world to do, and we'll do the same thing for you guys. And you guys have an insight. I believe this. With my mamas, my sisters, my aunts, and even my daughters, you guys have something from God that is so powerful. And that's one of the reasons why I want to use this platform. Use this platform the way that I do, is because a lot of this trauma that is happening in the church and abuse is happening to you guys. You guys are being used for your money. In fact, if the women walked out of the church, none of the pastors would have any tithe or offering. You guys are the music department. You can't do church without the girls and the gays. And so you guys mean everything. So I want every woman that is watching me and listen to Vicky's story to pay attention to what your intuition, the Holy Ghost, your woman stuff that comes from God. Listen to that thing, because it ain't never wrong. It always is telling you the truth, because Vicky basically telling us she knew from the get-go, but she just had David to explain it away, because women fall in love with their ears. So he just explained it away. And that was it.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
All right. I want to let you go, but before you get...
I'm not saying that I take full responsibility. People say, Vicky, you need to repent. Listen, I've repented. I'm not even ministering out anywhere this year. I need healing and restoration.
Hold on, Vicky. I
don't want to go anywhere.
No.
Stop.
Let me tell you what. Let me tell you what I think. Look, you ain't past the 20 years, so let me just step into that gift right now. Don't you do that? Because you know that nigga still preaching where he at. Black Benton Hen ain't stop doing what he done. And none of these pastors I talked about. And I tell anybody, a woman gonna live holier than a man on her worst day. Take your hips right on, and they nice hips too, because I seen it. Take your hips right on out there on the street, on the road, and take your dates.
Jeez,
and sing, because that the oil's still on you, gal. You got more of a ministry now than you ever had before. Every song you're going to sing, you're going to sing it from a deeper place. You're going to minister in a way you ain't never ministered before. Go on that road. Yeah, you everybody who talking about you sleeping with Ben Tahin, they fucking too. I know you don't like the word, but heck, they doing the same thing. So I mean, you did it and stop. Right now, the girl go out there. You done told all your business. You really done half these folk watching on the thing, because you done told all your business to the whole wide world. Go out. Now you got some. Now you can really minister. Don't you come off that road. And how can you do that? You got some money saved up.
Hey, God has so been good to me. I'm not. He told everybody I was broke. I don't know if you saw the thing. Because everybody's going, no, I don't have to travel if I don't want to this year. I really want to. I think I'm going to write some songs. I'm going to take it easy.
Okay.
I do have a couple of dates that I had already had booked before this that they've not canceling me. They want me to come. So I mean, I just feel like
well,
I
then
want to
if
spend
you
the
don't
time
need, if you don't have to travel, Vicky, go on the road, travel, and send all your money to the MBN network that supports Larry Live, and that would be a blessing. Thank you so very much. Well, Vicky, is there one last thing you want to say before I let you go? And I just want to say to you, thank you so much for allowing me to interviewing you. And now I understand you better. And people are going to feel the way that they feel. But this makes sense to me. It's clear to me. I believe your story. I know David probably got his own side, and I'll be willing to hear that. But
his side is I'm lying, that we never were with each other. His side is I'm lying. He's never been with any of these women, So
I hope that is not
that's
what he
his
said.
side.
That can't.
Absolutely.
I don't understand these preachers. When they're caught with their pants down, they just continue to lie.
All they say is it's a lie. They don't have to say it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie. So why would I go and listen? Why would I go on my Facebook Live, everybody, and admit to being with that? Okay, being with Teletubby.
I like that, Vicky. Look. Do you have any video or pictures that you can help prove that it was like that?
I have all kind of pictures of us on dates and at restaurants. I got a picture of him FaceTiming me. Those, but I don't know. He didn't know. I don't have any other pictures.
Okay,
no video.
Okay, and I'm gonna give another lesson to all the women and all the side chicks and male or female. Don't you send no pictures
funny.
you don't get none back. You get them first. And make sure their face is in them. If their face ain't in them, what you send back to them, don't send no pictures back with your face in it. It's tit for darn tat. Tit for darn tat.
Oh,
you show me yours, I show you mine. That's how you do that. But your face ain't in it, mine ain't gonna be in it neither. All right, so Vicky, one last thing that you definitely want to say to us tonight. First, thank you once again for trusting me to handle you right. I hope you feel as though I handled. Did I handle you right?
I'm gonna give you A. I'm gonna give you an A.
Okay, A. All right, I take an A. I would like an A plus, but okay, that's good.
A plus. Okay, A plus. I'm gonna give you A plus.
Okay, I'm giving you 3 minutes. Talk to us and minister to somebody. Girl, you've been hurt. Talk to the women because they need to hear it from you.
Well, have your heart guarded. There's this country song I wrote. Can I sing a country song I wrote?
Oh, yeah.
It goes like this. It goes, don't throw. I don't sing country, so nobody's ever recorded it. It goes, don't throw away your heart. It's taken a while to put it back together. This time be sure the love is secure before you let it go. With both hands, hold it close. This time put up a fight. Don't throw away your heart so easy this time. So if I get somebody to record that, some country singer.
Don't give away your heart so easy this time.
Yeah, don't. And for me, listen. I might be single for the rest of my life. That's how I feel like right now because it's gonna be hard to get me because I got my heart so guarded. Because I really, Larry, all joking aside, I really, really, really thought that was the love of my life. I really did. He was very good. I didn't realize he was telling the same thing to over 41 women. I did not know that. I truly, he told me he was been in love before. He's loved before, but he's never been in love until he found me. And so, so I'm really now I'm so guarded. Really, really, really guarded. Plus, anyway, this year, I don't want a man to even look my way for another 12 months.
Well, Vicky,
I'm telling you, no.
That's a powerful song. You need to record it. Right before I got divorced, I was married for 18 years. I kept hearing this song in my head saying, "Gotta say goodbye to my good love." And I was pastoring then. I was doing well. I was doing really well. I didn't even know how well I was doing. And I started to record it, and almost every single person that I was connected to deeply walked out of my life, including the career and pastoring what I've been done, and all the money went right behind it. My Escalades, my houses, everything. So, and I wrote a song said, "Gotta say goodbye to this good love." Now, I was originally writing the song about pornography because porn and sexual addiction was a strong thing that I had to overcome. Still like and enjoy sex, but it was like a issue, an addiction. It was basically saying, because the way that porn works and sexual addiction work, almost like food addiction and love addiction, you want it and you desire it, and in that moment it really makes you feel good, but it's not good for you. And sometimes it's like that with people. They're great people, or it's a great thing, but it's not really good for you and doesn't go with, the trajectory that has been divine concerning your life. And so you have to say goodbye to your good love. So I wrote that song in that same period of my life. And so maybe that country song you wrote, because mine's a country song too, maybe it was somewhat prophetic of the moment that you're in now. And now your ministry, and now your ministry is to help people, women, not to give themselves away this time. All right. So thank you so much for being on my show, and I love you. And I'll text you afterwards and see if you want to fuss at me because of something I done said.
Okay, thanks,
All
Larry.
right, see you later. All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guess what? We have his only baby mama on the phone. Oh, my God, and she has a friend. So I'm going to get, now they don't care. I can say anything to them. They done told me that I can say anything. Y'all can't even tell I've been texting and communicating while I'm doing the show. I'm getting better at this now. I'm getting real good at this. So we're going to run to a break, and when we come back, they're going to be on the phone, and we are going to find out more about David E. Taylor and JMNOP. What the devil is Gemini and Black Bentahin, Black Bentahin and Gemini Ministries. All right, let's go.
Are you in need of direction for a decision you have to make? Maybe you're curious about the future. If that's you, the founders of Zoe Ministries and the Company of Prophets are offering you free prophecy. Call 888-831-0434. Don't wait. Call 888-831-0434. Do it today.
All right, make sure you hit them up for your free prophecy. I'm telling you, they are the most trusted names in prophecy. All right, so let's go. I'm going to bring these ladies on the line right now. Let's go. They are on the line right now. We're going to be using the names Tracy and Tiffany to protect their identity. But I'm going to start talking first with I forgot who is who. Hold on for a minute. Let me see if I can. Hold on for a minute. Okay. Is it? We done made up these names. Y'all done got me in the mess. Now, hold on. I think it's Tracy. That's the baby mama, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Correct.
All right. We're gonna start with Tracy. We're gonna talk to both of you guys. But I'm gonna start with Tracy now. I'm gonna tell you why I want to start with you, Tracy, because when Vicky Yowie done her show the other night, she had Tabitha Taylor, his ex-wife, on the show. Mm-hmm. Tabitha Taylor said, Larry Reid Live, and I done quote, that Larry Reid Live said XYZ, and that was a lie. Now, when all this stuff happened, well, first of all, before Vicky stuff happened, I had already done a show on David Taylor, and I had contacted her to do an interview. But I'm going to tell you what I think. I don't know her. And I'm not going to be mean. But in talking to her, it sounded like, number one, she didn't trust me. Number two, that she was more concerned about telling her story on her lives and building her book than she was getting the story out that can really help expose some people that possibly were getting abused or manipulated or whatever else they saying that Black Bentahin be doing the folk. So because of that, then I pulled back on her. I reached out to her daughter, Destiny, I think that's her name. I reached out to, is that her name?
Yes,
Destiny and Joshua. I reached out to Destiny at the time, and she was like, okay, I'm willing to come on live, but we never solidified that. And then I ran into you, Tracy, And you gave me the entire story, and that's really, I added that to the initial live that I did concerning David. She said that I was lying when I quoted you. And this is what I said on the show. I said that you told me that Tabitha definitely knew that you were pregnant by Black Binti Hen. And she knew it before she said on Vicky's show, she said that she knew at one time. But according to what you told me, she knew prior. So I want to start there. Talk to me about that.
So thank you for having me on. It's my first interview and probably the only one that I'm going to do, but I just want to make sure that the record is set straight. She definitely knew that I was pregnant with David's child. She was the one that actually took me to the airport, dropped me off to come to the place that I'm at now when David sent me away.
How old were you when he sent you away?
Early 20s. I don't remember the exact age, but I was 9 months pregnant when they sent me away to protect him. He said that if people saw the child, would know that it belongs to him and that I would hurt a lot of people and destroy the ministry.
So when did Tabitha first find out that you were pregnant with her husband's baby?
So she, I don't know the exact time. It was when I was fairly early along. I believe I was about 3 or 4 months pregnant is when the treatment, the ill treatment really started to happen. And it just progressively grew worse. I had already told her that he and I had been sleeping together. So she was well aware of it and was pretty upset, understandably. I'm not trying to blame it all on him. He is a master manipulator. I was young and dumb, but
so you were a teenager,
fault, right? Yes.
So let me ask you this: how does a woman go to another woman and say, "I have been fricking your husband"? Tell me about that moment.
So I had been in their home a lot, taking care of their kids. He liked me being around. We grew kind of close, right? Had a certain bond. I did a lot of errands, ran a lot of errands with her, and the guilt killed me. It wasn't even a week later, after the first time that I told her. I pulled her outside when I got to the house, and I just told her. We were standing outside, and I broke down crying and just told her, that he and I had sex.
So you had developed a relationship with her to where it was you felt okay. Actually, because of the relationship, it probably made you feel guilty and like, okay, I got to tell her. I don't care what David is saying.
Yeah.
That this is,
right.
Yeah, got that. Okay, so
yeah.
The reason why,
and the fact that he didn't want to break it off. He didn't want me to stop having sex with him.
Oh, so you were trying to break it off with him.
Yes.
I got it.
And so I felt like there was a level of accountability, as well by telling her, then she would be in the loop, and that it would stop. But that's not what happened.
Okay, question for Tiffany. So Tiffany, were you also sexually active with David Taylor, allegedly?
Yes.
Wow.
And I was married at the time.
Okay, so you were married while you were having sex with David. What age were you?
23.
Okay, so he's
at the time.
Okay, so and you were married at the time. Now, how are you still married to the same man now?
No.
Oh, So was that at the root of your marriage ending?
It had believe it or not, a small part to play in it because there's so much more to David Taylor than just the immorality, the sleeping with the women.
Okay, so tell me about that.
There's so much more that he did besides that.
Okay, tell me about them so much more part.
So David, the way that he was able to get to me, he actually kept my husband away from me for months at a time. I wasn't allowed to see him or talk to him. He'll take him with him on trips. And if you saw the interview last night that Tabitha did on Vicky Yohe's show, David, my ex-husband, is one of the armor bearers that she was referring to. But David had him with him at all times, everywhere he went. But we were also the married couple that went to confront him because I was the one that came out with it. the first one to speak, and it exploded because I started contacting all of the women, trying to get them to talk about it.
What year was that?
And when I had enough, this was 2004. This was 2004. And when I finally had the women encourage them enough to trust me enough to tell me, then I went to my ex-husband and I first told him about me. I never said anything about anybody else. I waited for his response. And then I said, but there's more. I need to tell you something else. And then I told him. And Monica, there was a girl in there. There was a couple of different women that who I was able to get to talk to me. And one was from another country, and she was a virgin. When I finally got her to open up, because what he would do, he would pursue you like relentlessly. But at this time, David Taylor wasn't as well known as he is right now. So I was one, because my ex-husband spent a lot of time with him. We spent a lot of time with him in his home. Not everybody didn't have access to him like that. He kept what he called an inner circle or whatever. Now, he never really liked me, because when it happened with me, it was after he kept my husband away. I couldn't see him. And then I had given birth to my first child. And this was like a few months after I gave birth to her, and I gained a lot of weight. And so he started contacting me when he was keeping him away, and he was like, told me that my ex-husband had cheated with another member of the staff, and at this time, everybody was constantly idolizing him because he taught about, how strong his prophetic gift was, and, you coming from a church background, how we're taught to idolize these spiritual leaders, basically, making you even more vulnerable. But he would contact me and say, you think your husband don't love you anymore because you gain weight? I mean, I think you're beautiful. And it took him several months before he finally got to me, but he would keep him away. He wouldn't let him come home. And when I would call the office, he would tell the staff, don't answer the phone. She's calling.
This is some King David out the word of the Lord's kind of stuff. So tell me he gonna send your this ain't this what David did with Uriah? Sent Uriah out there to go fight so that he can have Bathsheba. Lord, this. Okay, so he's.
Well, I have to tell you, Larry, when it happened to me, I immediately. It wasn't, there's been different people talking. I saw another pastor talking like all these women thought they were the only one. That's not what happened with me. When it happened with me, I immediately knew. And I said, this could not possibly be only happening to me. And he goes into this mode, it's me, David the man, but not the apostle.
Yeah, he did that a lot.
It's David the man, and if you tell anybody, you'll be responsible for all these souls. Blood will be on your hands. You'll destroy the ministry. Do you want to be guilty of that? And there's another added element of wickedness that went behind that. Because he so-called was operating in the prophetic, which we know is demonic, he was actually demonic, what he would do, which is to get these people to be quiet, after he would have I'll just use me for example, but he did this to me. After he had the conversation with me, there was this other woman in the ministry that she had the same role that Michelle has today.
Yes.
But what she would come back behind him. Now we're thinking nobody else knows what happened, and he's like, I've fallen. It's because you were just so attractive to me, and it's just me, David. I have to repent. So this woman who we thought knew nothing, he would always promote her as having a prophetic gift. She would come and call you maybe a day or two later and say, I had a dream that you put your mouth on the apostle, and I saw you in hell. You died. So just be careful because God exposes hearts in here. This is how he kept himself hidden. He had a whole
He had his own prophets.
plan in place.
He had his own prophets.
Yes.
Just like, now.
And so people were terrified. And people were terrified.
Tracing.
How would she know? I didn't tell anybody. How would she know? And she would be so detailed. But they were working together.
Yeah. Okay. So, let me ask you, let me interject right here. Okay. For those of you that are just coming in, I just finished interviewing Vicky Yowie that came online and confessed that she was having a sexual relationship relationship with Black Benty Hinn. That would be none other than David E. Taylor, allegedly. I got to put allegedly on it because y'all is not going to have him to come in here and sue me and take my driver's license because that's all I got. Anyway, and so maybe this Cuban. And now we're on the phone with his baby mama and her friend Tiffany, Tracy and Tiffany. Now, Tracy, I want to ask you, this is the baby mom. So he sent you away because you were about to have the baby. Yeah. His wife knew it was his baby, took you to the airport to fly you somewhere. And from what you told me in the pre-interview, that you didn't have anything, you were staying in a shelter, and you have now a 14-year-old boy, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Now, how has David? Correct. Now, I've done a series on fatherlessness, and he won't end that series. But don't you tell me that I now got to add him to the fatherless series. How many times have you talked to add him? How many times have you talked to your son, and what has he been taking care of the son, at least financially? Tell me about that.
So he's seen his son one time in the whole course of his life, and he's probably talked to him, I'm going to be generous and say 3 times in his life. Wow. He gives me $500 a month. He doesn't help with insurance or anything, but he does give, like $1,000 or for special occasions, like for, his for Christmas and things like that. His reasoning behind it is that he wanted me to come down there, fly down where he's at now currently, and marry him. Fly me and my son down there and marry him. And he said, then I wouldn't have to struggle. I wouldn't have to worry about struggling. That I'm bringing this on myself.
When did he ask? When did he ask you to do that? When did he ask you to do that?
He's been asking me to do that for years, including up to last year.
Hold on.
Text messages.
When was the last time you spoke to David E. Taylor?
The night that I talked with you and when you went on, he was really upset with me for sending over the birth certificate. And I'd say probably a couple days after that.
Okay, so those of you, so you know, I always do my homework. I just don't, I can, because the entertainment show, I can just talk about whatever's been talked about. I can just gossip, but I don't like doing that. I want to talk about what is public and what I can verify some way or another. And I have seen the birth certificate. He is absolutely positively the pappy. He is the pappy. Okay, now what I want to say to you, Tracy, and also to Tiffany, with David E. Taylor, Black Benty Hinn, allegedly fricking all of the women. Where is their husbands? How come these men can't smell that somebody else is in their wife's vagina?
I can answer that.
Okay.
I can help answer that.
You can do it. Go ahead.
So and then I know you guys don't understand, but if you understood the environment, he separated the wives and the husband. And what he would preach and teach would be, when you stand before God, you're standing alone, or you're going to go to hell for your spouse.
Yep.
So that's how he justifies separating them first. He plotted and planned it out. So he separated. You can't stand before God with your spouse next to you. You have to stand in front of him alone. You're going to go to hell for them. So then he told the men that he was teaching them how to be a real man. He kept them very separated. Now, I have to tell you this. Me and my ex-husband were very young, newlyweds, and he told us that we were too close, because we were very close. And he told him, you're too close to her, too close to your wife. You don't tell her everything. And that's when the divide started. And he told him he was weak for being so close to me. You too close to her. And
the married couple was too close.
Yes.
Is it true that he keeps? Is it true that he keeps about 20 men in one house and 20 women in another house?
We don't know. That's probably the current staff. But at the time we were with him, he didn't have all of that then. But he separated the spouses first, and also he studied people. Now he admitted this. He studied people, but because I was able to be in his home, at times it was different ones of us that would come in. He would send the staff to clean their home and things like that. He actually studied the lives of like the dictators, cult leaders. Like he
What you
studied
mean
Hitler.
studied?
He
How do you
studied
know that
Jim Jones
he studied those lives? How do you know that?
because he had the books. He had the books lined up in his closet, and we were sent to clean up after him. He didn't do anything. He had everybody clean up behind him. We were his slaves.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We were his slaves. And if anybody had a thought in their mind, this is not right, this is too much, he would openly rebuke you in front of everyone and say that your heart is not right, your heart is wicked, is dark. And then remember, he had his accomplice come behind him like days later with this prophetic dream that you died, or was something private
she was being
about
this
you.
prophet.
So he also
She was being this prophet. Okay, let me ask you this. So once again, so you're telling me now, so the men would be separated from the women, and so the women would be violated allegedly by Black Benty Hinn. Now the men, they were in the other houses and kept away from you guys. Where they weren't in the other houses because that happened allegedly after y'all left. So, but the men would be kept on the road. So these men would be away from their wives and their peens full of the children of men, waiting to find a soft middle part to be put in. So they're gonna keep their peens away, and your vagina is gonna be there way off somewhere. What is going on with the men? What has there been any rumors of the men also violating the women on the road, or what is it?
You mean have you been with men?
What you say?
There's. I'm just trying to clarify what you were asking. I'll just say allegedly. If it's difficult for people to come forward, men are not going to really come forward.
Hold on. Are you saying? Hold on. I was asking, was a man messing with other women? But you saying that it's alleged as a rumor that the men were also being violated by Black Benty Hinn?
Yes.
That's how he kept them silent and in check.
Yes.
That's allegedly.
Allegedly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord! Lord Jesus! Lord Jesus! That ain't so, it ain't so! It just can't be, Lord Nancy! Tracy Tiffany, no!
Wait a minute, I'm back. You mean to tell me?
We're not going to say it wasn't all. I wouldn't say all the men.
No, not all the men. Definitely not all the men, because he kept us like in different levels of being close to him.
Of closeness.
So the men that he couldn't control or push around, they were never allowed to be really close to him. He would just have them out publicly.
But wait a minute.
He knew which ones.
I gotta get back to the men's part. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it wasn't all of them at all.
Wait, hold on, y'all can't take me too fast. I told you my stomach is weak. Oh Lord. I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
The menses was violated allegedly. Not all of them, but one or two.
Some of them.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Now, how you know? Did they tell you, or you? What was it?
Well,
careful.
When you get to be around, okay. Some of them, a couple of them insinuated. We'll put it that way. Some of them openly talked about him mooning them and things like that, like it was funny. Yeah. But the majority of them, no, he would keep them at a distance. But the ones that he would keep a little bit closer or would allow
you said now they're different from the insinuated and somebody said, no, me and Black Benty, we've been doing some things.
No, nobody's confessed.
Okay, nobody confessed. Okay. Nobody confessed.
No.
Okay.
nobody's confessed. You know, it was equivalent to you wouldn't know about the women unless they confessed. You know how
Okay,
you
so hold on.
suspect
Let me just say
that it's
this.
going on?
Let me just say this for y'all, because I see what's up. So a man has told y'all, but y'all can't say because the man don't want it to be out. That's what it is.
Yeah, so that, I
We'll
mean,
just leave it at allegedly.
I know that's what. Let me tell you something. Women can come out all day, but no man about to come out and say, "Yeah,
right.
yeah, I was giving him some
Because they
head,
don't
and he
wanna
was
be
giving me some
stigmatized.
head too when we felt that thing."
They don't want to be stigmatized.
No, cause that's gay. And they ain't gonna want to say that. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Well, y'all gotta give me a little piece. Let me run a commercial, cause I gotta get my breath. This is too darn much. I don't understand. I do not understand for the life of me. At this point, there too many folk coming out. Now, we are not killing Benty Hinn, at least I'm not. I'm not killing Black Benty. But these are too many stories that is lining up. And the man's baby mama is on the phone. What else can they be? I mean, I know Jesus may be using him. God may be using him. He may be anointed. It may be real. It may be. But the thing is, there is another problem. There plenty of people out here, men and women that God using, go somewhere else and let somebody. For me, I don't know how you can be connected to all of this kind of stuff going on. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Yeah. Okay, this one I'm gonna do, because I said I'm gonna go commercial, but what I'm gonna do, we're gonna plan something else with you, Vicky, Tiffany, Tracy, these other women that I have heard from. The other one is not even, the one that I interviewed, that's a whole nother show that she called in on. I forgot what her name was. I think I just called her the other woman. But if you watching me here on YouTube or on Facebook, you can go. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Hold on.
That's what he sent me, and that's what he sent me a couple of weeks ago.
I can't with this man. Girl, y'all giving me the receipts live on air. This is.
He told me that if I ever told anybody about our son, that I would get a brain tumor and die. And so, being very young, actually Tabitha was the one that told me that. She called me at work and said that the Lord gave her a dream that if I were to expose him, that I would get a brain tumor and die.
Well, see, let's talk about
that.
That's
the reason why I haven't said anything.
I was about to let you guys go, but we're going to talk about this before we get off this phone. That is what I wanted to bring up concerning Tabitha Taylor. And I'm not trying to kill her, but this is what I feel. You cannot be married to someone who's doing that level of debauchery, and your spirit, your ways, your methodology not somehow or another resemble his. And in this stuff, how she's handling her story, marketing it, trying to make it a book. She wouldn't come on my show talk, but she went on Vicky's because probably in her mind she feel like Vicky's platform is bigger, and it's not. She probably felt like, but she wanted them connections. It's almost like that it's that same thing that is in David that wants to be, that wants to succeed. And also, she had to participate with the same thing that he was doing. She had to participate. So what she need to do when she telling her story, there should also be an apology tied to it, because she partook and she hid because she was part of the staff. Just like and that's with anybody, any pastor we've ever talked about. If he was bad and doing stuff, there had to be somebody on staff that was covering and protecting. So they can't even talk about, including Tabitha, you can't even talk about David E. Taylor without saying, and you know what, and I did this and I did that, and I knew it because I was getting money, I was on payroll, so I want to protect my money, and I like the life that I was living too, so I did it too.
Right. And you know what, I would completely support her in that, and if she were to be completely honest, that's the thing that I have a problem with, is that she's not taking responsibility for the way that she treated a lot of the people. And I have a problem with that, right? You know, and I know that she was in an abusive relationship. David was very manipulative. He was horrible to her. And I get that, but she also was and he was hitting her, you know, but she was also a perpetrator, right? And so in that regard, she was responsible as well. But, you know, and my heart goes out to her because I can't even imagine, you know, what she went through and what she is going through now. But my thing is that she's never said to any of the people that she mistreated, you know, I'm sorry. And I've actually called her. I called her myself years ago and apologized to her for allowing myself to be in that place with him. You know, I took responsibility and I called her, you know, and, you know, I really want to be supportive, but she makes it really difficult when she's not being completely honest and open and doesn't seem to really want to apologize for taking any part in the perpetrating of the actions that took place. So.
And Larry, I would like to say something behind that, just to kind of piggyback off of what Tracy is saying. When Tracy, I was the one that got Tracy to talk and share that this was his child. And I have to tell you, I was telling you that when it happened to me and I knew that I couldn't possibly be the only one, he actually asked me, what did I think of him? And I said, I think you're rotating women. And he said, no. Your heart is so wicked. This is why God can't trust you. How could you think that about the man of God? See, I can't trust you. And so I'm thinking I'm crazy. I'm losing it. But in the end, when I was finally able to get these women to talk, and I called Tracy, and I said, I know it. I didn't even ask. I said, I know it's his. Just tell me, is it his? And she was so tormented. She was screaming, crying in the phone. So if anybody watched Tabitha on Vicky Yoe live, yesterday, she mentioned that some couples came to confront her. I was a part of those couples, and I'm the one that had the tape recorder that had she said they played it on the recorder that one of the girls was pregnant. Yes, played it on the recorder, but she didn't know about it. So she started having a breakdown. She did, because we confronted him, and when she started having a breakdown, she rattled off a bunch of names. Well, I knew about so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so, and we were like, what? You knew about other people? You know, we thought we were just confronting you with who we knew about, but there were more that she knew about before. And while this was happening, David, he's a master manipulator. He comes in, he falls out on the floor. Oh, pray for me. It was David the man. Pray for me, not the apostle. Well, I felt like somebody should have laid hands on him, because physical encounters help people remember things a little bit better. But he fell out and cried and boo-hoo. But she admitted then that she knew about other people. And one of the pastors that was with us said, you knew about other women and you didn't protect these, you know, other women from them. And I get it. She was a victim and she was abused, and you know he did used to hit on her and things like that. But she never came forward. She didn't say anything.
There is more to this. All of you guys that are watching Larry Live tonight, we are interviewing. We're giving them some names to protect their identity. Tracy and Tiffany. Tracy is the mom of the of the 14-year-old son that Black Bentihan, David E. Taylor, does not claim. At least not in front of us. I mean, if he does claim it, then I don't know nothing about it. So I that may not be right what I'm saying.
He wants to take him from me now.
Larry, he has other children. He has other children. There's a woman in his ministry right now who was pregnant at the exact same time as Tracy, and she covered it to the end. He impregnated Tracy, he impregnated this woman, and then he impregnated another one at the same time. One of them he told to abort the baby. She aborted it. The other one has denied it it's his, and she stayed with him.
Yeah, and said that, you know, he felt like said that she had been with so many men and nobody would even care. And then me, he was worried about, and so he sent me away. Because he wouldn't even let me date.
Oh, so he also went. So he wouldn't let you have any relationship with anybody else?
No. And he specifically told the men to stay away from me. They're not to talk to me. They're not to interact with
The
me.
men in the ministry, yeah.
Yes.
Well, and there's something else. When Tracy first got pregnant and began to show, he actually told her to lie and blame it on somebody we don't even know and never seen. But, of course, some of us were suspicious, and I was suspicious, so he told her to stay away from me. Especially me.
Because we were close,
Mm-hmm.
I can't take no more. I can't. I can't take no more. This is like never ending. Why ain't somebody involved? I mean, to get this stuff.
We tried, Larry. We tried. When it blew up. There were a few leaders that sprinkled in, and they met with us. And I have to tell you though, David is very slick and smart. What he does, how pastors and leaders confide in each other.
Yeah.
So he would gather private information about these other leaders. So if he was ever found out, shame would overtake them and they wouldn't confront him. And that's exactly what happened. Some came in, and I remember one pastor in particular, he pulled me aside. He was like, now listen. Are you sure this is just not about, these women are just jealous about the other? And I said, no, it's bigger than that. It's a little bit deeper. You don't know what he's done. And he says, well, I messed up a long time ago. And he goes into his story, and I literally screamed to him, this is not the same thing. So they really, we did have one in the end, a pastor that really helped a number of us, but most of them they knew about it, and most of them backed away from it. Nobody would confront him like that. Several months later, actually, he was confronted by some because we kept pushing it. Me and my ex-husband at the time. But by this time, he had told his whole church, stay away from them too. Satan has overtaken them. They are coming against the ministry. And I meant to tell you this, Larry, when that first happened, because I brought it out, I had leaders telling me, you're a loose cannon. You need to be quiet. You need to calm down. Because I was like, you're not getting it. It's not just about the women. He's done other things. He planned and plotted this. And they were like, be quiet. You need to calm down. Okay, we got to do this the right way. And so David tried to get me and my ex-husband to be quiet about it. He sent one of his staff members to our house with a 15-page contract because we were not paid. Nobody was paid. We were working for nothing. He would constantly promise to pay and give us nothing. Many times we went without food. We went without clothes. And he would say, you shouldn't complain. This service is unto God. This is unto God. But he sent somebody to tell us to be quiet and never tell anybody with a 15-page contract. Well, we ripped it up. And the next day, him and Tabitha came to our house. And we were outside, and she walked up, and I was ready to get him. I'm just going to be honest. I lunged for him. He wouldn't get out the car. And my ex-husband held me down. And Tabitha was like, you need to be quiet. We already saw you in hell. We saw a dream of you in hell. And David had already told the whole church that God had already showed him I was going to die, and I was in hell because I put my mouth on the ministry and to stay away from us. It's a lot.
I can't.
And nobody did anything.
This. Let me tell you this here. If Tyler Perry's or anybody from his staff is watching this show, because I know y'all watch some of the show. I hadn't heard about one of the people that was on my show that actually is going to be getting a check from y'all soon, but I have to keep that private. I can't say nothing about it. But if y'all watch this show here, y'all need to get this one here. Get this one, because this is a full blasted mess. That niggerment. I mean, this. It's almost unbelievable. But the way y'all telling this story, y'all, this sound like every drop of it true to me. It sound like every piece of it is true. I just can't believe it. But I want to thank you, Tracy and Tiffany. What we're going to do, there are a few more stories I got between now and a little bit, but I'm going to do something, even if I really wish your identities can be seen, because I can create something to where we're all on live, passing the mic back and forth and allow people to call in. But we're going to do something to keep this conversation going. I want to help all of you guys to continue to keep the conversation going, because there's so many of you. So I have your cell phone numbers. I'm going to text you Tiffany. God, we haven't texted yet, but I got your cell phone number. I'm going to text you. We're going to keep in contact, and we're going to have this conversation over and over again. And Vicky is texting me saying that she's even willing to have another show. So we're going to talk about and compare notes live. Let you women get to know each other and find out the similarities. And doing that is going to help some woman watching somewhere, I just know and believe. All right. Thank you so much for calling
that's
in.
the hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for calling in.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Lord Jesus! I can't. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to a commercial. I'm going to come back, open up the lines, and take about 6 callers and put the number over. I'm going to take about 6 callers, and I want to know what the co-hosts think because you are the co-host, so I want to hear what you think. You're going to have 1 minute. I'm going to take about 6 calls, and then I'm going to end the show. If you're watching me still, share. Give me a thumb up. Give me some emoticons. Write some comments, and share it on all of your social media. Let them know about tonight's show. We have heard. It's too darn much, really. It's really too darn much. Okay, so I'm going to run to a commercial. I'm going to come back. You can call in. I'm going to take about 6 of your calls, 1 minute apiece. All right.
Life Guide. This service provides divine direction and insight for your life and future. Larry D. Reed specializes in spiritual guidance through prophecy, counsel, and dream interpretation. As he communicates with people, within minutes, Larry D. Reed begins to engage the spirit world, seeing and hearing things on their behalf that are vital, pertinent, and necessary for the success of their destiny. Having served thousands of people from all walks of life for over 20 years, Larry D. Reed has been and is the Life Guide. Book your appointment today.
All right, I'm going to take 6 of these phone calls. Let's go. I don't know how much more I can take of this. Let's go. Caller in and then 0086. What's your name and where you're calling from?
I want to remain anonymous. I'm calling from Florida.
Okay.
A lot of people know who I am if I started saying some of the details, so I'm going to mix them up. But we got a lot of David Taylors in this world. One of my, he was in Kansas, and so he died about a year ago. And what happened is, same playbook. He, if he couldn't control you, he told the people to stay away from you. And so, and we found out later after we were kicked out of the church that there were many men and women that he was sleeping with.
Wow.
Same thing. He would pit people against each other. He would also cause them to have suspicion against each other. And that's how he used people to stay and then he had things on people. So they couldn't do anything because he paid their bills and got their kids out of jail and got them out of jail. And so it's that's why people don't go. That's why I can't go back right now. I'm very, very weary.
You said can't go back. Why? Can't go back to church?
Oh yeah, I can't. I won't. I can't. I can't sit under it. I can't sit. I can smell it a mile away. The manipulation. Can't do it, sir.
Well, we need you. I think I think the church needs people like you. Not necessarily mean you need to go into the church, but you can do a work similar to what I'm doing. You know, I'm not pastoring anymore, but I'm in and out the 4 walls of the church for one panel, one discussion, one reform project after the next. Maybe you can create a platform. Maybe you can create some kind of project, some kind of curriculum, some kind of group or something. because we need the sniffers. Right now, I think the church is under a reform. I wrote a book. It's called Let the Church Say Change. And in this book, it's forwarded by Dr. Mark Sharona, and it's coming up on y'all screen right now. And it's talking about different approaches to help people problem solve. And that book was basically birthed out of this whole, like 10 years of me preaching reformation and let the church say change. And what I think is that there are many people who are like you, and you say you can sense it, you can smell it a mile away. Hey, teach somebody else how to sniff. Teach somebody else how to see, so that the church can reform. Because part of the one of the first steps of reform is exposure, and then after this exposure, then it's like the clean out, And maybe you're part of that crew that helps detect what's going on at the head and clean that thing out, so we can get the Joshuas in those seats, or the Josiahs, in those places.
That's why I follow you. That's why I connected with you, Larry, and I've been following you ever since.
All right. Well, let's work together. Thanks so much for calling in.
Thank you, dear. Bye.
All right. Man, I don't know if I can take it anymore. This is a lot. I ain't gonna be able to sleep tonight. I'm gonna wear that Sooth app out and cause a massage over here. I'm gonna take one more. We'll take one more. All right, go ahead. Call it in 1703. What's your name? Where you calling from? Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Make sure you listen to the show through the phone, because your device is going to be delayed. I can hear you. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Tony Vaughn. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
And I called in because I personally know everything that every caller that has called in the event you had is saying is true, because I'm a musician. And when Papa Petty came to Pine Bluff, Arkansas for revival.
You're a little muffled. I want to make sure I hear you, but you're a little muffled. Can you get a little clearer?
Yes, sir. Is this clear?
No, not really, but just talk slow. You said you are David Taylor's musician, or you said you are a musician?
He had a revival in Arkansas, and I was his musician for the week.
Oh, okay.
And I saw firsthand all the things that he said and done that was like so jacked up. Like everything that you've been told is absolutely true. Everything from him prophesying to people and calling out stuff and this and that. And if one guy, he told him in service that he was gonna die or something like that, and the boy tried to fight him out the church. I went and with my wife went to his hour to support him, because I was thinking that he was a true man of God. Like, I even asked him for a double portion of his anointing. Like, the things that he do in church, like the miracles and stuff, you have to see it to believe it. And then all the stuff are coming out, I'm seeing stuff like, come on, like he had a Mercedes Benz, he cut it up and make it to a limousine. Who does that? So everything that you've been told is absolutely true. Wow. Absolutely true.
So you only played for him in that one revival, or you know him longer than that?
Well, I've known him since like 2008. I've followed him since then. So the revival was like for a week, but he personally wanted me to like take him to get something to eat or to the airport or something like that. Now, he ain't never touched me, nothing like that at all, period. But yeah, so I was close to him. Like when he was like come to Memphis or something like that, I would go and support him and things like that. But he wanted me to like follow him.
Why do I feel like you know a lot more than what you're saying?
Honestly, I mean, that's just from me being around him for that little short time or whatever. Like, if I knew even more, like I said, I would, you know what I'm saying, shit. Right. But, yeah, like, it was a shock to me because I was in Arkansas promoting this man. And this man, this is a true man of God, you know, this, because I have a gift of prophecy as well. Okay. So I was like, okay, God, I've always wanted to be around somebody who was, you know, deep in prophecy. He helped, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Carry me along. So wow. I was naive to the fact because he was great ministering. I didn't know his character was that jacked up to later on. I was looking like, wow, you know. And then I'm hearing what the other women are saying, and I'm seeing things myself, and I was like, but they can't be lying. And everybody who's listening to this, David E. Taylor is not what I think he is.
That's a mouthful. Thank you so much for sharing with us, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll take another one. He done piqued my interest. Caller in 8115. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Larry. This is Bianca calling from Texas. What Vicky Yohe needs to do is she needs to take all that pain, all that hurt, write it down in a notebook, and make a bomb freaking album and make some good coins off of it.
Yeah.
That's what she needs to do.
Yeah, you talking right. That's what she need to do. When she's talking about not going on the road and all. No, she an artist. Go to the studio, block off some time because she obviously got some coin. Block off some time and get in that studio and make and come out with some crazy music.
Yeah, like Vicky Yohe, girl, get your butt on the road.
Yeah,
Make some bomb music.
Yeah, she need to get with Kurt Franklin, maybe Dawkins and Dawkins. He's a good producer. Get with ASAP Ward, Kevin Bond. Work with a whole lot of different folk and come out with some good music. She'll get the radio spins. Kurt Carr, that'd be good.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. All right, I'm gonna do this last call and that's it, y'all. Caller in 6104. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm Virginia Robertson from Texas.
Hi.
And I've been following you for the longest on this story. And Vicky Yoke, I'm not familiar with her.
Mm-hmm.
But this man named David Taylor, and the reason it's piquing me because I'm a Taylor also. And Lord, I hope we're no relation.
90 seconds.
Because we do have preachers in our family. But my question is, do anybody bother by reading the Bible before they start following these people?
Yeah.
And the Bible make it quite clear you have wolves in sheep clothing.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, do anybody ever sit down and read that Bible? Because me, myself, I go to a church and they know me. I am not following you.
60
if you
seconds.
Are saying something that I know is contrary to what I believe, my spirit start kicking and I'm out of here.
Your spirit start kicking.
Because I'm telling you, I don't care if you're a pastor, a priest, or a preacher. I am no man's bedfellow, okay? A bedpal or whatever. If you start trying to come on to me, then I know your calling is suspect. So I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah. And this lady Vicky, go out and do what you have to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And forget the negativism.
Exactly. Thank you so much for calling in from Texas.
Because people are going to talk.
Yeah, they're going to.
And keep it real, okay?
All right. Gotcha. All right. All my energy is gone. I just can't take no darn more. This is it. I'm
10
over.
seconds.
Take a moment right now, share with everybody, and also go to the mbnnetwork.org and donate to what we got going on here. I need to get some upgrades and some stuff I need to do, and I can't do it just out my darn pocket. Y'all hit me out. I'll talk to you later. Until Monday, 7 o'clock. Monday at 7 o'clock. We got a good show. I'm already putting the stories together for Monday. I'll see you then. Peace.
Are you in need of direction for a decision you have to make? Maybe you're curious about the future. If that's you, the founders of Zoe Ministries and the Company of Prophets are offering you free prophecy. Call 888-831-0434. Don't wait. Call 888-831-0434. Do it today.